The Vikings from Scandinavia dominated the seas from the late 8th to the 11th centuries, renowned for their seafaring prowess, military might, and trading networks. Their longboats allowed them to travel vast distances, influencing history across Europe. More than warriors, they were skilled craftsmen, artisans, and explorers. The term Viking likely originates from the Old Norse word vikinga, meaning pirate or raider. However, this label oversimplifies their complex culture. They were also adept traders, explorers, and settlers. Their society was bound by common cultural practices, language, and religious beliefs. They worshipped Norse gods like Odin, Thor, and Freyja. Their myths and legends provide insights into their beliefs and way of life. The Viking Age marked significant cultural exchange, conflict, and transformation in Europe. Their presence left a lasting impact on the political, social, and economic landscape of the continent. The Vikings are perhaps most infamous for their raids, which spread terror across Europe. These were not random acts of violence, but often well-planned expeditions with strategic targets. Monasteries, churches, and wealthy towns, often poorly defended and rich in treasures, were prime targets. One of the most famous raids was the sacking of Lindisfarne in 793 AD, a monastery on an island off the coast of Northumbria, England. This event, recorded in horrified detail by Anglo-Saxon chroniclers, marked the beginning of the Viking Age in Western Europe. Their military success stemmed from a combination of factors. Their long ships, fast and maneuverable, allowed for swift attacks and retreats. Vikings were also skilled warriors, renowned for their ferocity in battle and their lack of fear in the face of death. They employed a variety of weapons, including axes, swords, and spears, and were protected by shields and, in some cases, chainmail armor. Their motives for raiding were complex and varied. While the acquisition of wealth and resources was a primary driver, other factors, such as overpopulation in Scandinavia, political unrest, and a desire for glory and adventure also played a significant role. Their raids, while undoubtedly brutal, were not simply acts of mindless violence. They were calculated strategies for survival, expansion, and the accumulation of power and wealth in a challenging and often hostile world. While the Vikings are often remembered for their raiding, they were also shrewd traders and skilled craftsmen. They established a vast trading network that spanned from the Caspian Sea in the east to North America in the west. Their long ships, ideal for navigating rivers and seas, carried a variety of goods, connecting them with diverse cultures and economies across the known world. They traded in a wide range of commodities, including furs, timber, slaves, honey, wax, weapons, and luxury goods like silk and silver. These goods were acquired through trade, raiding, and tribute. Trading centers, often strategically located along rivers and coastlines, emerged as hubs of economic activity, attracting merchants from far and wide. One such prominent trading center was Hedeby, located in present-day Denmark. It served as a crucial link between Scandinavia and the rest of Europe, facilitating the exchange of goods, culture, and ideas. The Vikings' trading activities had a profound impact on their own society and the societies they interacted with, fostering economic growth, cultural exchange, and the spread of new technologies and ideas. Across uncharted waters, Viking exploration and expansion were nothing short of legendary. The Vikings were intrepid explorers who ventured far beyond their Scandinavian homeland, driven by a thirst for new lands, resources, and adventure. They established settlements in various parts of Europe, including Iceland, Greenland, and even North America, centuries before Columbus. Their voyages, often fraught with danger and uncertainty, stand as testaments to their exceptional seafaring skills, courage, and resilience. Their most celebrated explorer was Leif Erikson, who, around the year 1000 AD, led an expedition westward from Greenland and reached the shores of North America. They established a short-lived settlement at Lanceau Meadows in Newfoundland, Canada, marking the first documented European presence in the Americas. These voyages were made possible by their advanced shipbuilding techniques and their mastery of navigation. They relied on a combination of celestial navigation, using the sun and stars, and their knowledge of wind patterns, currents, and landmarks. Their explorations not only expanded the geographical knowledge of the time, but also led to the establishment of new trade routes and cultural exchanges between Scandinavia and the wider world. The enduring mark of the Northmen, the Viking influence on Europe, was significant and multifaceted. Their raids, while initially disruptive and feared, ultimately contributed to the decline of centralized power in some regions and the rise of new political entities. Their integration into European societies led to the establishment of Viking settlements, kingdoms and dynasties. In England, for example, they conquered large swathes of land known as the Danelaw, where their customs and laws held sway. Their presence had a lasting impact on the English language, with many words, including berserk, skull and knife, having Viking origins. The Normans, descendants of Viking settlers in northern France, played a pivotal role in shaping English history through their conquest of England in 1066. Their influence extended to other parts of Europe as well. They established a ruling dynasty in Dublin, Ireland, which became a major Viking trading centre. They also ventured east, travelling along the rivers of Russia, where they traded, raided, and eventually established a ruling class. Their cultural influence can be seen in art, architecture, language, and place names across Europe, leaving an indelible mark on the continent's cultural tapestry. Echoes of the Viking Age resonate through time, shaping their legacy and modern perceptions. The Vikings continue to captivate the modern imagination, their image often romanticized in popular culture. Their legacy is complex and multifaceted, shaped by both historical accounts and modern interpretations. Their reputation as fierce warriors and explorers persists, but there is a growing appreciation for their artistry, craftsmanship, and their contributions to trade, exploration, and cultural exchange. Their stories, passed down through generations in the form of sagas, myths, and archaeological discoveries, continue to intrigue and inspire. Modern depictions of Vikings in literature, film, and television often portray them as heroic figures, emphasizing their strength, courage, and adventurous spirit. However, it is important to remember that the Viking Age was a complex period with both positive and negative aspects. While their achievements in exploration, trade, and craftsmanship are undeniable, it is crucial to acknowledge the brutality and violence that often accompanied their raids and conquests. A balanced understanding of their history requires recognizing both their accomplishments and their transgressions. The Vikings were more than just fierce raiders. They were skilled seafarers, traders, explorers, and craftsmen who left an enduring legacy on the world. Their voyages, driven by a thirst for wealth, land, and adventure, brought them into contact with diverse cultures, shaping their own identity while leaving an indelible mark on the world. Their impact can still be felt today in the names of places, the words we use, and the stories we tell. Their story is a reminder that history is rarely black and white. It is a tapestry woven from threads of exploration, conquest, trade, and cultural exchange. The Vikings, in all their complexity, embody this tapestry, reminding us that the past is a foreign country, full of its own wonders, complexities, and contradictions.